Hello YouTube, this is Mr. Shiny Time. I'm making this video as a post-election wrap-up. Everybody else has pretty much put their 2 cents in. I'm still waiting to hear what a few people have to say on the issue about Obama winning the election. But I'm going to put my 2 cents in on it since this whole situation has gripped the nation. Let me just say first of all, to a lot of people out there, to be careful in the coming days and weeks. There's going to be a lot of angry people out there. There's going to be a lot of people who are disgruntled, seeking revenge. A lot of people have invested a lot of time and money trying to get Obama out of office this last year, and they're going to be looking for somebody to seek payback on. So especially this weekend, a lot of people are going to be out at the bars getting drunk, and we know what happens when you mix alcohol and anger. So just please be careful out there. I really don't support Obama or Romney. One, because Obama supported the European overthrow of Muammar Gaddafi, which I think was an illegal action and something that shows how the Europeans continue to destabilize African nations. Of course, I didn't support Romney either, because Romney is the very definition of white elitist establishment. I don't know how the people, the poor, the downtrodden, white working class Americans run and flock to Romney, who is the very definition of the people who was fucking them in the ass. He epitomizes that he is their representative. He is their greatest exemplar. The elite, the establishment, the bankers, the CEOs, the hedge fund managers, the movers and shakers of the large corporations. That's the cloth from which Romney is cut. And the working class, lower class, middle class, southern whites, how do they flock to him? I do not understand that. Well, of course, because Obama is a nigger, so they can't support him. He must be trying to fuck them over because he's black. But anyway, I'm not going to get off into that really. So Obama won. It wasn't really much of a surprise. Most of the polls for the past week or so have shown an Obama lead and a likely Obama win. What I find interesting is all the apocalyptic lingo coming out of people, the apocalyptic rhetoric. Oh, the sky is falling, the sun's gonna explode, America and the world is over as we know it. As if America is the end-all be-all of humanity. And that is one of a severe problem we have in America, is this refusal to accept reality. We still have this American exceptionalism mentality that's been held over from the end of World War II, when America was actually doing something in the world to try to defeat a global evil. But nowadays, America is that global evil. But in the mind of the people, we are still those brave and glorious men and women fighting and storming the banks of Normandy. All right, but I mean, what are we really now? And until people, I think, diffuse that mentality of American exceptionalism that stems greatly from Christianity, then you're just going to see a further and further march towards the edge of the cliff, which is where the country is moving towards, with the Fed. I mean, was this election in any way affecting the Fed? No. Did this election in any way affect any of the bankers on Wall Street? No. In fact, the ironic part is the bankers on Wall Street were supporting both Romney and Obama. They were playing both sides. It's a false game. It's a false dichotomy. There is no difference between Obama and Romney. They're supported and bankrolled by the same damn people. It does not matter who won. Goldman Sachs donated to Romney and Obama. So the people who actually control the money are playing both sides, essentially playing the American people to think that there's some difference, but either way, they win. I mean, the Fed, with QE3, they're still going to keep printing money. What'd they say? Billions of dollars each month pumped into the American economy, given to the banks. Hopefully, do something with it. Do something positive with it to affect the economy. Are they going to? Probably not. They're just going to line their own pockets. So this is, I think, I'm not going to say that people need to wake up. People need to open their eyes. That sort of rhetoric is used way too often. It's used too often. I don't think people are necessarily asleep. I just think is that this is the system we live in. It's hard to wake up and break out of a system that you've known your whole life, that you've operated in your whole entire life. I just want to remind people of the same rhetoric that they said that you heard coming from people 4 years ago when Obama first got elected, and it was the same bullshit. Black people are gonna get free money. Obama's gonna give black people reparations. Oh, white people are all gonna get discriminated against now. White people are gonna be second-class citizens in their own country. America's done. America's over. In fact, the majority of people who have benefited under Obama are white. Gays, Jews, Latinos who want to claim to be white. The black unemployment rate has gone up, not down, up. So what the hell are these people talking about? And again, like they said, the same stupid rhetoric coming out now. Oh, America's done. America's over. I don't know where we're headed. I mean, it's the same shit on repeat over and over again. And what does Obama do? He does everything but come out and help black people. Which he really can, I guess. I mean, what the fuck's he gonna do, really? What we face in this country as African Americans is far more complex than any one president can fix in 8 years. But either way, I'm not happy or mad that Obama won. I really don't care. I wouldn't have cared even if Romney had won. It would have been the same thing to me, because I know that Romney would not have done anything different than Obama. He may have given a few tax cuts here and there to certain people, but largely the country would have kept walking down the same path it's on right now, which is more wars, more growth, more spending, until eventually you can't do it anymore. You have to keep growing the military, because the military-industrial complex is a large part of GDP. Cut the military and a whole bunch of people are going to be out of work, and the unemployment rate is going to rise. So you have to grow the military. The more military you have, the more reason you have to use it. You can't just have all these planes and tanks and soldiers and guns and bullets sitting around doing nothing. Somebody is going to have to use those things. So, nothing's going to change. It's going to be the same shit for the next 4 years. More spending. Again, you cannot reduce the spending. You can't do that. If you do that, the unemployment rate is going to go up, and there's going to be misery everywhere. So, America is stuck in a situation where we are essentially, in order to ensure our survival in the short term, we are going to destroy ourselves in the long term. There's no other way out of it. It's either we make the necessary changes now and suffer right now a whole lot, or we just keep this thing going as long as possible until eventually it just can't go anymore. Those are the choices we're faced. There is no other two ways about it. The government is going to keep spending money and keep spending money and keep spending money until there's nothing left. The Fed is going to keep printing money and printing money and printing money until the currency is worthless. So there you have it. That's what you can expect for the next 4 years. And then after 4 years, then what? Okay, then maybe another Republican gets in. Or another Democrat. And then what happens? Are they going to make any radical changes? Probably not. So, Obama won. Congratulations to him for whatever that's worth. You know, America isn't going to be brought down by any single man. You know, I had a really disturbing vision last night. I was laying in bed after watching the wrap up and the concession speech of Romney and the victory speech from Obama, and I had a disturbing vision. The majority of whites in this country did not vote for Obama, and yet Obama won. So here you have a scenario of where white people's power is beginning to be eroded by the demographic shift in America, and they see it, and they know what's coming, that eventually they will no longer be able to control the political landscape. And the people at the top are not going to give up power that easily. I mean, Fox News was talking about it all last night. They were alluding to it very carefully about the demographic shift that is preventing Republicans from being stronger, that is eroding the power of the Republican Party. And they kept saying Latinos, minorities, non-whites. That was a constant theme, was this demographic shift that is taking power away from the Republicans. And let me tell you, this is something that is on their mind. You better believe it. If you happen to catch a glimpse of the Romney headquarters, the Romney campaign headquarters last night, if you happen to catch the video feed, because I was watching, I didn't really care about Obama's, headquarters or what was going on in his camp. I was interested in what the opposition was doing, because I want to know what Fox News was saying. I want to know what's going on in the mind of the people who lost. I want to know what's going on with the people who are trying to stab me in the back. And if you noticed, if you watched that video feed, everybody at Romney's campaign headquarters were white. There was not a black face, Latino face, Asian face in sight. It was, that's gonna, in the future, it's gonna be problems. There's gonna be some major problems, because the entire South, the Heartland and Northwest voted for Romney. Obama essentially got in because of the West Coast and the Northeast. Look at the Midwest. So you have essentially a divided nation right now. 50-50. And I think going forward, if Latinos and blacks continue to vote Democrat and continue to deny the largely white Republican Party the power that they need to get their own candidates in, you're going to see some major problems start to arise in this country. Major problems. And this video is about to hit 15 minutes, so I want to say, that's all I want to say about the election. We need to be cautious going forward as black people. Thanks for listening.